Welcome back to another video. Today we are in the Open Master League and let's try to get the wins. We're going to be using the Rhyperior paired with the Tapu Bulu and the Zacian. So they switch out into their Zacian after our Tapu Bulu. They're going to be able to fire off a Play Rough. Is this running Snarl? I believe it's running a Snarl fast move. Interesting Zacian here. We are going to undercharge here. This Nature's Madness does go for the undercharge. So yeah, they were running Snarl. So they were able to fire off those moves a little bit quicker. We're going to go for the Breaking Swipe bait right there. We do get them to switch out into the Xerneas. Xerneas has to tank a Rock Wrecker now. We try to throw the Breaking Swipe, but they are going to be able to fire off a close combat. Doesn't quite KO. We do survive it. We throw the Breaking Swipe, gets it in farm down range, and now we have to win this game with the Zacian. We're going to let the first one go. Ends up being the Sacred Fire. It does get the debuff, unfortunately. We're trying to build up to 2 wild charges, but we're just a little short. Now we have to try to get some energy somehow, and unfortunately the Tapu Bulu is just going to get farmed down by this Ho-Oh. The Ho-Oh ended up being pretty problematic, unfortunately. It is able to just wall our Tapu Bulu and able to do some, decent damage against the rest of our team, so something to keep an eye out for. Alright, Rhyperior versus the Zygarde. Our opponent is going to be really tanky. Zygardes are just ridiculous in bulk. We do get the debuff. We switch out, try to catch a move, but our opponent was aware of the switch. We're going to go into these Tapu Bulu and just fire off a bunch of Nature's Madness. The first one does debuff them. However, they are able to get to the Iron Hand and easily take us out. Another Iron Hand here by Necrozma, and we're going to look for the farm down. So that was the best case scenario. We're going to be able to fire off another Breaking Swipe against the Zygarde. We do get the debuff and we catch a move. Earthquake does get used, and we have to take down the Landorus in the back now. This is going to be quite difficult. We tanked the first Landorus move, and they are trying to farm us down, but we're going to be able to get to another Play Rough. It does get the shield. We're going to combo play into our Rhyperior, going for this Rock Wrecker. Not enough for the KO, so we have to shield here. Sandsear Storm does unfortunately have to use our last shield. We're gonna go for this Breaking Swipe. It does grab a debuff. We need this to KO. Will it be enough? Yes. So GG's to our opponent, able to wiggle out of that situation. The Zygarde unfortunately unable to fire off their last move before we get to ours. That was extremely close, considering we had the Landers in the back. Alright, next game, we got the Rhyperior versus Florges. This is not the best, but not the worst. We do have 2 fairies in the back, so maybe eventually we switch out. Let's see what we do here. We'll go for the Rock Wrecker. It does huge damage, and they're still staying in, so we're actually just gonna let this go down. Oh, they actually throw the Disarming Voice, and we are able to survive it. We're going to throw the Breaking Swipe right there to potentially get a debuff, and we do proc the debuff. We're going to be able to get to this Grass Knot before they get to the Rock Wrecker, so we do end up just annihilating that team, unfortunately for them. Just had a lot of good counters for their entire team. Not sure what they had in the back, maybe a dragon, but let us know what you think was in the back right there and that made them just leave. All right, next game, we got the Rhyperior versus the Origin Dialga. Favorable matchup here. They go into their Zygarde, and we're going to go into the Tapu Bulu. Fantastic alignment right now. Nature's Madness, super effective, but you can see how tanky the Zygarde is. We need at least 2. Hyper Beam does get used. Pretty good damage on their part, honestly. We are going to fire off another Nature's Madness before they get to another move. We do take it out because it does get debuff. Dialga comes back in. We're going to debuff them, and then we're going to force out their last Pokemon. What is that? Okay, it looks like it is the Necrozma. Now, this Necrozma here does know Dark Pulse and I believe a Psychic move? I actually forgot, so let's see if they actually throw it. Or maybe it's Poltergeist? I'm not exactly sure, but we do get the Dialga onto our Zacian matchup, and fortunately for us, we just had really good alignment and we were able to win that game. So GG's to our opponents, able to just kind of honestly make sure our fairies were on the right stuff. Okay, here we go again. We got the Ho-Oh switch in. A little bit delayed on the switch, so we are going to be able to fire off a move. Our opponent calls our bait. They go for the Sacred Fire, and that is some good neutral damage for them. We're going to go for this Rock Wrecker. Finally takes it out. Now we're going to see the Landorus in the back, so they had double flyers. Sandsear Storm is going to go through. I believe it goes for the debuff. Finally, they're using shields. Our opponent is going to throw another Sandsear Storm. Trying to get to another player up. Okay, this is going to be helpful. We at least get some chip damage. Now the goal is to either take this out immediately or over farm. Our opponent does switch into their Dialga. We're going to fire off the Nature's Madness to debuff them. We know that they have to get to 3 Iron Heads to take us out because we do have 2 shields, so we're over farming. Building up to 2 Nature's Madness. First, Nature's Madness goes through. They do shield it. We're going to go back to back here. Just get this out of the way so that we have our healthy Tapu Bulu, and our opponent ends up leaving because we are going to be able to reset and we are going to be able to win that game. So check out this team if you haven't already, and let us know if you enjoyed the video.